If Atlanta has a couple of wins here, it could change the complexion of that game, but likely for the division title. The game for the 1 seed, Seattle, San Francisco in here, 8 o'clock Saturday night, short week for the Niners. That game will be on ABC and ESPN. The Sunday games, Packers are locked into the 7, Colts, Texans are part of that CBS trio at 1 o'clock. In the NFC at 1 o'clock, the Titans and the Jaguars. Jaguars still alive for high seeding in the AFC. They're currently the 3. The late games, and again, both networks will have double headers. Broncos trying to lock down that 1 seed. The Commanders-Eagles game, part of that CBS block. The last game in Orchard Park, unless the Bills find a way to host a game late in the playoffs. And then the Lions and Bears. So Bears fans, you'll see the Lions, Bears at Soldier Field, 4:25 on Sunday. That leaves one game next Sunday night. We will be at the confluence of the 3 rivers for Baltimore, Pittsburgh for the final playoff spot. And could it be the final game for Aaron Rodgers as well? 7 Eastern with football night. Kickoff around 8:20. Ravens-Steelers will be game 272 and a sensational end to what has been a wild 2025 season. That's next week. Back to tonight. Our Sunday night players of the game. Brock Purdy, who was ridiculous with his 2nd straight 5 total touchdown performance. Christian McCaffrey's 181 scrimmage yards. Jake Tonjes in for the injured George Kittle. 7 catches, 60 yards. The Stars are standing by with Melissa Stark.
What a game, guys. Brock, I'm going to start with you. What was it like watching the defense on the field during?
We needed a stop. They got it. The boys just played their butts off, man. So for us to be able to just have each other's back, offense, defense, special teams, to go down the wire like that at the end of the year, man, there's nothing better.
Trent Williams was singing your praises to me, and he said you take leading this team so seriously that it's really fun to watch you have some of those celebrations and actually show that you're human. Tell us about those celebrations you had.
Yeah, it's just in the moment. You know, you score. It's a big part of the game, and you just want to get the guys to feed off the energy and keep it rolling. And this game's all about momentum, so however I can help the team out.
Yeah, and talk about momentum and keeping things rolling. First of all, the number 1 seed, you guys are playing for that next week. Can you just talk about the importance of this win to get you there next week?
Yeah, God's good, man. We got such a resilient team. I love the character in this locker room, man. Guys go down, guys step up. You know, we really are one family, and I love those guys in the locker room and these guys right here. I'm just super proud of our team.
You had a season high in rushing yards tonight. How are you so consistent in your production?
And O-line, tight ends, fullbacks, and they block so well and open up lanes for me. It's just my job to go out there and hit it. Brock making plays on 3rd down, 1st down, so whatever it is, opens up the run game for us. So, man, we got a great collective unit, and again, I'm just proud of our guys.
Jake, come in over here. You stepped in the absence of George Kittle, and you stepped up. What was the key?
I mean, just always being prepared. George has taught me so much, and when he's not playing, he's always so supportive on the sideline and giving me tips throughout the game. So I appreciate him, and I'm just glad we came out with the win.
Have you ever been part of a game like this?
I mean, we've had some crazy games this year. That Thursday night down in L.A., but nothing like this on Sunday Night Football. It doesn't get better than this.
Awesome. Congratulations, guys.
Crazy to say the least, Melissa. Okay, so here's what it looks like in the playoff picture in the NFC. The Bears can only be the 2 or the 3 seed now. Green Bay is the 7. So there's a terrific chance that you'll see a Bears-Packers rematch if the Bears beat the Lions at Soldier Field next Sunday. The Eagles are in there at the 3 spot. Obviously, Carolina and Tampa are for that last spot that is unclaimed at the moment. Let me just give you just one brief note on that. Carolina wins the NFC South with a win against Tampa, which could happen Saturday in the early window. However, if Atlanta wins tomorrow night against the Rams, not likely, but this is the league, who knows, and then Atlanta wins again on Sunday, that gets Carolina the title. So there's a possibility of that changing the complexion in the NFC South. 2 Atlanta wins. We'll know more about that tomorrow. San Francisco, Seattle on Saturday night here for the number 1 seed. That one is pretty simple. Not simple was what happened on that last play. Want to take me back there?
You know, we've been looking at it here a little bit. There was a little bit of a chance, right, that Caleb could have made a play that's going to end up being right about here in the back of the end zone. So as Ja'Day Walker goes all the way across the field from here, if I've got this right, then he is going to end up with an opportunity. Actually, it might be right there.
That's Loveland.
There's Loveland in the back of the end zone. You've got a big tight end, and you know what the throw is, right? You throw it about 10 feet high. You give him a chance for a jump ball. But that was well played on defense. It simply was a guy that scrambled, fought his guts out all night, and Caleb Williams has come up so big in those situations. But the Bears proved something to me. To come in after that one last week, all the raw emotion of that, go on the road, they're all sick,
yes,
right, coming in here, and to fight down to the last snap. This is a team that I think deserves maybe even more respect. We've talked about these last-minute, victories and miracle plays and all that kind of stuff. That's not what we saw tonight. What we saw tonight was a team that was full of guts, full of fight, and they'll be ready for the playoffs.
Let's say they beat Detroit. They end up the 2 seed. Then they'll have a couple of playoff games at Soldier Field. And then let's say San Francisco beats Seattle. No easy task. Seattle looks great, right? They might have to come back out here and play again. And if they do, they know that they're within this much.
We would like to volunteer to do that game if we can see that one again.
Or if it's the AFC Championship game, I'll be happy to have my feet up having a beer, and I'll watch Burkhardt and Brady have at it, right?
This is really what it's all about. And this is, in many ways, the most unusual year I can remember in the NFL. If you asked me to pick a favorite going into these playoffs, I don't know. Because they're all, you can put something on all of them, right? And it's just going to be amazing to watch these young quarterbacks that we've got in these playoffs right now go at it. Because I don't know what any of them are going to do, but this is when legends begin to be built in these moments. And we saw 2 good young quarterbacks really putting on a show tonight.
And we're going to talk a lot about what happened today in the NFL in just a moment. And Brock Purdy, little quality there. Let's create some content for the gram. Why not, right? The way he played so well. Second consecutive week, 5 total touchdowns. 4-point San Francisco win. They control the path to the number 1 seed. Well, much more right after this.